concert last night, Kath?
Oh, it was wonderful. They played a Brahms piano concerto.
Couldn't you get Patty to go with you to a concert one of these evenings?
I've tried. I don't think she's very interested. Let's face it, she's a peasant.
Well, there's nothing wrong with bowling.
Of course not, only I'd like her to be well-rounded.
I don't think you have to worry about Patty, Uncle Martin.
I agree. She's a perfectly normal teenager.
Hi, Troops.
Hello, darling. How was the bowling?
Checky.
Checky?
Yeah. There was this artsy Kraft Candy who thought he was chairman of the board. He started to gleep this ice cube, but he was a real pebble.
All your mother asked was how the bowling was.
Morty.
She's a perfectly normal teenager.
What did I say?
Who knows?
Translation. Patty said that a boy who thought he was important tried to make a date with a girl, but didn't get anywhere. That's what I said. You know, it's a good thing I have a broad back. And a fat head. Listen, you little
Children! Truce. Ross, it's almost your bedtime.
All right. Hey, look at this. How do you rate as a teenager? I took that test. It was fun. Yeah? What'd you score? An 85. Is that all? I'll show you how to get 100. Charm consists of appearance, attitude, and good manners. Answer the following questions honestly. Are you always careful to use proper English? Are you neat? How do you treat your brothers and sisters? Do you make a good impression on strangers? This is a cinch. And you only got an 85?
You know, I enjoy taking those silly tests.
Oh, some of them aren't so silly. They're based on sound psychological principles.
This one was a breeze. Yes, you're on page 87. Papa.
Hmm?
Did you say these tests make sense?
Yeah. Why?
I just flunked teenage.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves her rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Lying here in the dark, Patty? What's the matter? Nothing. You're not still upset because you failed that test, are you? Those tests don't mean anything. Oh, yes, they do. Those psychologists are no dopes. You're a failure. I bet I'm the only teenager in America who flunked that test. There's not a thing in the world wrong with you. I have no charm. I'm sloppy, immature, selfish, and uncooperative. Big fat zero. Patty. I laughed at your 85. Do you know what I got? A 10. I'm subhuman. Patty, you're being silly. I'm a nothing. Well, if you really feel this way about yourself, why don't you do something about it? What can I do? I'm hopeless. Work on the things that bother you. If there's something in your character you don't like, change it. Oh, it'd take me years. I wouldn't be a teenager anymore. I'm afraid to get married and have children if they turn out to be like me. I don't think you have to worry about that. If you don't stop the self-pity, I don't think you'll ever be able to get another date. Thank you, Kathy. For what? For being honest with me. Thank you, Papa. Kathy? Yes? Would you turn out the light, please? Hello, Richard.
Hi, Kath.
I'm glad you're here.
Oh, thanks. Where's Patty? We're going skating.
Oh, good. She should get out. Patty? Patty? Try to cheer her up, will you, Richard?
Cheer Patty up? She's always cheering me up. Laugh a minute, Patty Lane, we always call her. She sick or something?
No. She just failed Ego. Did you call me? You have a visitor. Hello, Richard Harrison.
Hello, Patty Lane. Are you ready?
Ready?
We had a date to go skating, remember?
You've been very patient with me all these years. I wish to thank you.
What's the matter with her? What's wrong?
Oh, Richard, I'm a loser. You wouldn't want to go out with me. Why don't you go call Sue Ellen?
You're asking me to call Sue Ellen? You're my girl.
You don't know the real me. Even I was fooled. No, I'm not going out with anyone anymore, Richard. Ever.
I've seen you in some kooky moves, but this one's really far out.
You see? I've even poisoned you with my slang. The English language is a thing of beauty. And I've taught you to mangle it.
Patty, why don't I come back when you're feeling better?
No, please take her with you.
No, thanks. I'm already beginning to feel depressed. I'll call you when you're back to your old self. Do something with her, will you? Oh, boy.
Poor Richard. He's been so patient. I don't deserve him. You won't have to worry about it if you keep this up. Sue Ellen will have him. I used to be such a happy, ignorant kid. I wish I'd never seen that test. So does Brooklyn Heights. I do. You do what? I do. I do. I found the answer. I'm gonna be all right. Mrs. Selby School for Models. Do you want more charm? Do you want more self-confidence? Do you want to be a leader? Do you want to think tall? She's done it again.
Je suis pour tes mots, petit popo. Bonsoir, bonsoir. You were saying?
I hope you can help me, Mrs. Selby.
Well, I'm sure we can. There's an enormous demand for teenage models.
Well, I wasn't exactly interested in modeling. I just want to join the human race again.
Well, our courses are designed to instill self-confidence.
That's for me. I want to think tall again.
We'll teach you your ABCs here. Attitude, brightness, charm. You'll think tall.
That's for me.
Our course is $60 a semester.
That's a little taller than I had in mind.
Well, you can take time to pay for it. And, of course, if we get you a modeling job, well, then we'll just deduct your tuition from that.
Hey, that's the bidder. When do we start hacking?
Immediately. First of all, I think we'll start you on a language course.
Yeah? What language?
English. Once more, please.
The chill in Brazil is mostly on the hill.
No, let's try that again. Very clearly now. I want elegance. Patty, may we hear you alone, please?
The chill in Brazil is mostly on the hill.
Well, that's a little better. Remember, a lady speaks
What?
softly. Oh. The world judges you in how you move, talk, and look. Now then, Patty, may we see you walk, please?
You mean walk? Nothing special. I just walk. Nothing to it. I've been doing it all my life.
I'm afraid you've been doing it wrong all of your life.
It's been getting me there.
When you walk, you keep your shoulders erect, your head high, place one foot directly in front of the other, and above all...
Being tall?
That's right. Now, would you try it again, please? Well, that's a little better, but couldn't you try to be more graceful? Glide like this.
Your legs are longer than mine.
Yes. I want you to practice at home. Try walking around with some books on your head. If they keep falling off, then you're not gliding. You may be seated, please.
Thank you.
Well, I think that's enough for today. Now, girls, remember, speak softly and clearly. Move gracefully and glidingly, and don't forget the Mona Lisa smile.
Mrs. Selby?
Yes?
I wasn't here for the Mona Lisa smile bit.
Well, it's the smile that gives a woman mystery and makes her irresistible to men. I'm sure you've seen pictures of the painting.
Oh, yeah.
What did you say?
Yeah.
Let me see that Mona Lisa smile. Class dismissed.
I don't see how walking around like a Zulu is going to help you. Oh, you'd be surprised. Mrs. Selby works on the whole woman. Walking. Talking. Hello out there. I'm beginning to feel taller already. No wonder. Your head is coming to a point. Oh, I'll remember that, cousin, when I'm strong enough to defend myself. Patty, you know I didn't mean it like that. It's just that you're taking all this so seriously. Oh, sure, it's only my life. Why, you can afford to be smug. You're an 85. I'm only a 10. I see. Now, if you'll excuse me, I shall return to work.
2, 3, 4,
5, 6.
Girls, I have some wonderful news for you. This is Mr. Pell, the famous commercial photographer. Patty, please sit down. Mr. Pell is here to select a few photographic models for the new advertising campaign he's doing.
Thank you, Mrs. Selby. I'll be able to use 3 models this time, but I may be calling on you again next week. Now, let me see. You, miss. And you, please. And you.
Would you pass the stew, please?
Oh, do you like it?
No, I'm just hungry.
What? The soap?
The salt.
Does your throat hurt? No, of course not, lady.
I'll bet they don't get much salt.
Patty thinks she's gonna be a model. Why don't you mind your own business? You are my business. I'm dedicating the rest of my life to making you miserable. That may not be very long, brother dear.
All right, children. This is a dinner table, not a battlefield. You really interested in being a model?
No. I'm going to this school for personal reasons.
Do you remember Sue Dudash?
Sure. That chubby little kid who used to live next door?
She's not a chubby little kid anymore. I ran into her this morning at the market. She's one of New York's top models now.
Sue Dudash?
Only she's changed her name. Now she's called Dee Dee Dudash.
I've seen her pictures. She does bathing suit ads. She must be the one I've seen in soap ads and automobile ads and ads. Her face must be on every billboard in the country. Imagine being that famous for just sitting around posing. I'll bet she's rich, too. How much do models make?
I don't know.
Top models can make around $100 an hour.
$100 a... No, Patty. Will you quit that?
What did she do?
She's reading my mind again.
And so remember, girls, harmony is the key note. A serene mind produces a serene body. Mr. Pell, how nice to see you.
I'm sorry I'm late.
Well, that's perfectly all right. Girls, you all remember Mr. Pell? He's here to select some more models.
Yes. I'll need 3 girls today for one of our most important clients. Now, let me see. You, miss. And, you, please. One more. You. What did you say?
Yippee. And then he pointed to me and said, you. It was a finger of fate.
Are you really going to be on the billboards, Patty?
Yes, Richard. Wherever you look, there'll be me. That sounds terribly exciting.
Is this a definite offer, Patty?
Yes, and it isn't just for one ad. Mr. Pell says he wants me to star in a whole series of them. I'm going to be a one-woman campaign.
I think it's marvelous.
My face will belong to the ages. It already looks it.
Gee, Patty, you're going to be kind of busy from now on, aren't you?
I'll never be too busy for any of my old friends, Richard.
I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
I suppose it will be embarrassing to go to theaters and restaurants and be recognized by everyone. But then again, I guess I'll learn to live with it. That's the price one must pay for fame.
I think I'd wait until I was famous before I started paying the price.
Talking about that, how much are they going to pay you?
Well, I start at $10 an hour, but I'll work my way up, don't worry. You mean they're going to pay you $10 an hour to just sit there? To sit there and be me. Can you get me a job? I'll find out if they have any horror pictures coming out.
Well, it does seem like an awfully easy way to make money. Just sit there and have someone take your picture.
Other people's jobs always look easy to an outsider. I'll bet it's not quite the gravy train it sounds.
Well, as a working model, Papa, I think that I know a little more about it than you do. All one has to do is to sit there and look glamorous.
Smile.
Wait a minute!
Now smile. Now smile. Hold it quiet, everybody. Smile. 1, 2, 3,
Is that you, Patty?
Yes, Mom.
Hi, honey.
Hi. It's 9 o'clock and you've already made $30. Yeah.
How did it go?
Okay. You know how it is.
No, we don't. But we're really interested. It must be quite a feeling to just sit around for 3 hours and collect $30.
Yeah, it must be. I mean, it is. I can't wait for the billboards to come out.
Would you be in magazines, too?
I'll be everywhere. Wherever you look, you'll see me. I think that's wonderful, Patty. I was very wrong about this. I thought you were going to get into trouble.
Yeah. Looks like this little adventure turned out pretty well, huh?
If you want to sign some autographs, I've already got 6 customers for them. I don't think so. We can get a quarter apiece. That's 13 cents for me and 12 for you. No. 13 cents for you and 12 for me? Nothing for me. You haven't got a celebrity for a sister. You've got a laughing stock.
What are you talking about?
Jinx Lane. The joke of Madison Avenue. Didn't you pose for the pictures, Patty? Sure. When I wasn't too busy dodging. Have you ever had a cream pie thrown in your face? Or seltzer squirted at you?
Is that what they did to you?
I'm not a model. I'm a target.
Oh, darling.
I can never show my face in school again.
Of course you can.
Not after those pictures come out. You don't know how silly I looked.
And I don't care. Look at it this way, Patty. Those advertising people wanted to illustrate a point. And they chose you because you were more suitable for their advertisements than anyone else. You were hired to do a job, and you did it.
Do you think so?
Of course. Well, it didn't turn out quite the way you hoped, but, well, things have a way of taking funny bounces in life when you least expect it.
I guess I was too interested in the glamour part of it.
Well, then you've learned something.
I sure have. I'm not glamorous. I'm nobody. I flunked teenage. Do you know what I got in that test? 10. I'm a nothing. Big fat 0. Oh, here you are. Yes, here we are.
Why'd you run away from us?
Wasn't running. Just walking fast. Didn't you hear us call you as you passed the malt shop? I guess I didn't feel much like a malt. Because of this? You saw them.
Sure, everybody's talking about them.
Yeah, I'll bet they are.
I think it's great.
You do? So do I. Look. I think it's a very effective campaign. I guess it is. Patty, you've made a great contribution to the American educational system. 'Cause I love you.
Yeah, Patty, you're quite a girl. What are you doing tonight?
Rich, do you know what I'm gonna let you do? I'm gonna let you buy me a malt.
It's a deal.
Coming, Cat? Just as soon as I finish this test. It looks very interesting. Let's see, maybe I can help you. Oh, no. Let's go.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are...
We will never resort to this kind of journalism. All right.
What kind of journalism?
New York Query.
Lion Tamer marries elephant boy?
Who reads trash like this?
I don't know.
Papa, fasten your seatbelt. You'll never guess what happened in school today.
Let's see now. You passed geometry.
Oh, hello, Kathy.
Hello, Aunt Natalie. Uncle Martin. Patty received quite an honor today. You are looking at the new editor-in-chief of the Brooklyn Heights High Bugle. In person.
Patty, that's wonderful.
2 newspapermen in the family now.
Like father, like daughter.
Like, wow. And my first official act was to give Kathy a job. Patty's appointed me to write the editorials.
I guess we ought to celebrate.
Papa, I need some advice from you.
Now I know we ought to celebrate.
I'll go buy some Magnum Maltings.
See, I want to make the Bugle a paper that everybody in school will read.
Uh-huh. Well, first of all, make sure the news you print is fresh and accurate. You find out everything that's happening in school, socially and in the classes. Second, make it interesting. Hit your readers at a level they'll really understand.
In our school, that means we'll have to print it in crayon.
If I were you, I'd model school newspaper after a successful city paper.
You mean like that one? The New York Query?
I should hope not. Honey, this is a scandal sheet. You can't copy a paper like that. No, I'd suggest that you use a paper like mine, say the Chronicle. Now, we don't appeal to everybody, but we do have 828,000 readers.
So if we pattern the school paper after the Chronicle, we're bound to have a popular paper.
I would think so. Well, I've got to go wash up.
Papa,
Yeah?
how many people read the Query?
The Query has a circulation of 5.5 million readers every day.
5.5 million?
Yeah?
And only 828,000 read your paper?
That's right, Patty. But numbers do not necessarily mean quality. You just remember that.
Kathy, when you look like that, I'm afraid to ask. But what? Well, I think I understand what Papa means. But when the entire circulation of the Bugle is 38 kids, I think we'll go for numbers.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bouquets, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Come on, Richard, I'm going to be late.
So what? I thought we had this date for this afternoon. Now all of a sudden you've got this meeting.
I can't help it. The principal called a meeting of the newspaper staff. I'm the editor. I have to be there.
I don't know why you think it's such a big deal being editor of the paper. Nobody in school reads it. It's Dullsville.
Well, it's important to me. Don't forget, my father's a newspaper editor. Oh, hi, Mary. I have to show him that I'm as good a newspaper man as he is. Patty, where have you been? You're late. The principal's waiting for us. All right, let's go in.
Oh, what about me?
Richard, I'm going to be busy fulfilling my family heritage, following in my father's footsteps. I'm afraid I won't have much time to see you anymore, unless you're newsworthy.
Hmm?
Well, if you win a medal or make a hit record or something.
We had a date.
Sorry, Richard. My career comes first. Kathy? Bye.
And though the Brooklyn Heights High Bugle has yet to gain student acceptance, I know that it will be a success in the capable hands of its new editor, Patty Lane.
Mr. Brewster, as our principal, you have the thanks of the entire staff of the Bugle. Right, staff?
Right. Right.
And I know that my staff here will help me get the paper into orbit. They're a go-getting bunch of news hawks that any paper in the country would be proud of.
Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Brewster. We won't let you down. Staff, here's a copy of the New York Query. Headline: Cowboy star sues horse for breach of contract. Now, here's a copy of the Bugle. Right?
Right.
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 Headline: Biology class field trip discovers new vein of Devonian strata under football stadium. Query: 5.5 million readers. Bugle: 38 readers. That means that 5,499,962 people are more interested in cowboys than Devonian strata. Right?
Right.
Wrong. Patty, I think... Sorry, Kath, you're overruled. From now on, the Bugle is going to be run like the Query. Now, Alice, you cover the cafeteria beat. You're in there all the time anyhow. Now, if you hear anything that sounds like news, any gossip or anything, any rumors, write it down. George, you... George! You've got to be a human dynamo. Go from one end of the school to the other. Interview all the teachers, cover all the classes.
Anything you say, Patty.
On second thought, you stay here and ink the Mimeo machine. Kathy, I want sock 'em editorials. Something like, do the girls of the student body have the right to wear culottes? Philip?
Yes, I'm the poetry editor.
Not anymore, you're not. You just got a haircut. You're our new crime reporter.
Crime? But there's no crime around here.
Create some. Come on now, staff. Let's go out there and show them that when it comes to reporting, we're the most.
Right.
Where have you been? You're late for rehearsal.
I had to park my bike.
Junior theater rehearsal. Positively no admittance. That can't mean me. Freedom of the press and all that. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? All right, so it's a private rehearsal. Some freedom of the press. Thank you very much. I'm a reporter. You got a hot story on the cafeteria? No. You got a hot pastrami on rye?
When's your next rumble?
I beg your pardon.
I'm from the Bugle. I'm looking for stories about romance, scandal, slander. Anybody got anything for me?
I've got just the kind of story you're looking for.
Richard, I love you. What is it?
One of the girls in my class tossed aside the man she loved for a career.
That's great. What's her name?
Patty Lane.
Oh, Richard, that's no story. Newspaper men don't write scandals about themselves. So you see, Mr. Brewster, we call it Advice to the Students from the Principal, and feature it every week in the paper.
I'd be delighted, Kathy. Because of the interest in the space program, I would like to see more of our students taking an interest in higher mathematics. And you may quote me.
Yes, sir.
May I say, Kathy, that I admire your spirit? I can see that the Bugle is going to be a paper that we can be very proud of.
I got him in the palm of my hand. He can't move.
Sure, but how are you going to keep a thing like this quiet?
I'll take care of him.
If he croaks in front of the teacher, you're in trouble.
Oh, boy, what a story. Okay, fellas. Either tell it to me or tell it to the fudge. Not one good
I couldn't find any crime anywhere, and I looked all over.
I know. It's depressing. What kind of a school is this?
I even went to the school library. You know, there's not one book overdue.
Well, don't feel too bad. None of us got any place. I got a toothache. I got a story. Let's see it. Advice to the students from the principal. Oh, get this. Because of the growing importance of space engineering, students should take a more active interest in higher mathematics. That's a real gas cap. I'm sorry, Patty. It was the best I could do. Look at the query. Mayor loses $1 million. They get a nice big scandal. Me? I get advice from the principal. Wait a minute. This isn't really a scandal. The mayor didn't actually lose $1 million. The city council cut his budget. It seems to me that all the query does is to take a dull story and give it misleading headlines. That's how they sell newspapers. And I think it's shameful. Gives me an idea. Patty, first thing I'm going to do is change this headline. Patty, advice to the students from the principal. Give it a little glamour. That should do it. Big Daddy speaks. Look at that. Our first edition.
I like that Big Daddy Speaks. Makes pitch for numbers racket. Patty, that's class.
This one's a real blast. Big drop in crime rate.
That sounds better than if we actually had any crime.
I think we've gone too far.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Rich.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Oh, I'm sorry, Rich. You caught me right in the middle of an editorial conference. Why does the Junior Theater have a closed set? Good?
Great.
Because they're secretly rehearsing a scorching new drama about teenage delinquents who defy their parents and elope.
Okay, big editor. I'm going out and find myself a new girlfriend.
Oh, Richard, I didn't mean to... Richard? He'll come back. I hope. Patty, I'm worried. I think that before we show this to the principal, we should get an expert's opinion on it. I'd be glad to give you one. It's great. Suppose Mr. Brewster didn't like the paper. He might be expelled or something. Just what I've been saying. We have to find an expert.
You're the daughter of the managing editor of the Chronicle, and you want advice from me, the editor of the Query?
That's right. You see, sir, we modeled our class paper after the Query.
You copied my paper instead of your father's. Wait till I see Martin at the press club.
We'd like to know your opinion of the paper, Mr. Rogers.
May I see it?
Yeah. We thought we'd come to an expert.
Well, there's a mistake right here at the beginning.
There is?
In one column, you say there's a big drop in the crime rate, and in another column, you say that the principal makes a pitch for the numbers racket. Now, when you set up a front, a big drop in the crime rate.
We have no crime rate. That is to speak of.
The numbers racket. Did your principal really say this? Is all this true?
Well, in a way. You see, what he meant was...
What about this play they're keeping under cover? The juvenile delinquents who run away and elope. Is the school doing that play?
Yeah. It's in rehearsal now if you want to see it. Except it's a closed set.
I understand. Well, girls, thanks for bringing me the paper.
Is it all right?
The paper? Oh, it's fine. Just fine. You've done a good job.
I told you.
Well, thanks for coming in. Miss Johnson will show you the way out.
Thank you.
Say hello to your father for me. Pete, I've got a story for the late edition. Wait till you see it. Wait till the Chronicle sees it. And Pete, you'll never guess what a liberal education they're getting in Brooklyn nowadays.
Come on. What's a 5-letter word for disastrous confusion? I'll get it!
P-A-T-T-Y.
I forgive you.
That puts you one up on me.
Mr. Brewster.
Patty, who is it?
It's Big Daddy. Then the paper goes on to say, what kind of principle is it that allows the school drama club to put on a play about rebellious juveniles who run off and get married against their parents' wishes?
That was Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and... Go on, Mr. Brewster.
Well, it goes on to say that the students seem to be more interested in crime than education. Oh, yes. It says that Patty is your daughter, that you are the managing editor of the Chronicle.
When I goof, it's a beaut. I'm beginning to understand what you meant by numbers and quality, Papa.
Go on, Mr. Brewster.
Mr. Lane, I have already received a call from the superintendent of schools telling me to cooperate with any investigation the query might make.
Oh, boy.
And a threatening call from some patriotic group who intimated that they are putting on a Brewster Tea Party, during which they will dump me in the New York Harbor.
Oh, boy. We're so sorry, Mr. Brewster.
How could this have happened, Patty?
I didn't mean to start all this trouble, Papa. I just wanted to put out an exciting newspaper.
Young lady, never. I repeat, never go near that newspaper office again.
Yes, sir. It's not fair, Patty. What happened wasn't all your fault. Some of the blame belongs to Mr. Rogers in the New York Query. He knew all the time those news items were innocent. Oh, who thought everybody would pay so much attention to our creepy old class paper? If only we had put out a paper with stories written in a way no one could misunderstand. You mean with English subtitles? I suppose you could say that. Kathy, I've got an idea. Not again, Patty. Just suppose we could print one more edition of the Bugle, explaining that it was the Query that made all the fuss. What good would that do? Well, then we'd hope that the other papers in town would print our second edition like the Query printed the first. Then everybody put the blame where it belongs. Mr. Rogers and his newspaper. That would be wonderful, Patty. But I'm afraid it's impossible. Why? Because Mr. Brewster told you can't print another newspaper. He warned you against going to the newspaper office again. Yeah, but just... Patty, if you keep this up, we're definitely going to be expelled. It's absolutely out of the question. Don't you agree? I guess so. But let's sleep on it anyway.
Oh, no.
What is it?
It's from Patty. Dear Popo, stop the presses. When you get this letter, I will be down at the Bugle putting out the last edition. I'd appreciate it if you'd come down there as soon as you get this note. That's 30.
That's 30. What does that mean?
That's newspaper talk for this is the end. You better get dressed.
Patty, I'm scared. Will you stop worrying? We've got a paper to print, and there's no one else in the building but us. Are you certain? It's too early for anybody to be here. I guarantee it.
Kathy? Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning, Mr. Brewster.
I think you know Mr. Rogers.
Yes, it's nice to see you again.
You're here bright and early looking for some more news?
Not exactly.
Where's Patty?
Patty?
Morning, Mr. Brewster.
Morning, Phil. Well, I admire your ambition, but I'm curious to know why you students are here an hour before the opening bell.
We promised Patty we'd help her get out the Bugle.
You what? You know anything about this?
A little, sir.
The Bugle has been banned.
For printing the truth.
For distorting it.
Kathy, is everything all right?
It will be, Aunt Natalie.
Morning, Mr. Brewster. Walter. Hello, Martin. You came to get in on the kill, huh?
I came because my daughter left me a note asking me to be here.
It was headed, "Stop the presses." Where is Patty?
She's in there.
In there? Patty was forbidden to go near the newspaper office again. I'm sorry, Mr. Lane, but I cannot have our students flouting the rules.
Come on in, Kath. I'm almost through. You know, Mr. Brewster was right. I wasn't putting out a newspaper. I was putting out a circus. Patty, you know what hurts the most, Kath? I let Popo down. He's the greatest newspaper editor in the business. I think a little of that would have rubbed off on me, wouldn't you? He said, don't worry about where your readers are. Just write the truth and they'll find you. I was going to be the best editor this newspaper ever had. I guess I'm the worst. Well, here's my final edition of the Bugle. I printed my apology to the whole school in a box on the front page. Do you think it's big enough? Welcome to the closing of the Bugle. I'm sorry, Mr. Brewster. I know you told me not to come near the office again. I just wanted to make up for some of the trouble I caused. May I see that, Patty? Everyone who has respect for himself must tell the truth as he knows it. The editor of a newspaper has this obligation to a greater degree than others. It doesn't matter whether he has 1 million readers or 38 readers. To distort the truth, to take away its meaning, to tarnish its shining brightness, is a step backward into darkness. Because I have not lived up to this concept, I have justifiably been removed by our principal as your editor. Signed, Patty Lane.
I can't accept that.
I know, Mr. Brewster. I shouldn't have printed it without your permission.
What I meant was that I can't accept that last sentence.
You mean I'm still editor?
If they throw you off of the paper, you can come down and edit mine.
Oh, darling.
Congratulations, Chief. I don't know what to say. What time is it? It's 8:30. We go to press in an hour. I have to find a new story for the front page. You see if you can dig up any items. I still have half a column to fill. One. Make sure they're legitimate. Don't worry. I will. Oh. I think I have an item for you. Good. What? I don't think you're going to like this one, Patty. Don't be silly. This is the newspaper business. Let the chips fall where they may. I think they just fell on Sally Ann.
Hi, Printers, Inc.
Hello, Patty, Kathy, Sally Ann, Mr. Harrison. I'm sorry, Patty. Don't be. That's the newspaper game. Take tomorrow's lead. Student editor jilted again. I love you, Patty.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, hot and cousins. They walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins.
Whomever? That's what I said. Exams make me nervous. They shouldn't, Patty. Not if you know the subject. Guess that's why they make me nervous. Kathy, I have the spookiest feeling. So I'm being stalked. We both are. By exam week. Let's keep studying. Kathy, I could swear there's someone in the room with us. Yes, Patty. Big Brother is watching. You can invent the most exotic reasons to avoid studying. I guess you're right. It's just battle fatigue. What is it now? Big Brother isn't watching Kathy, but Little Brother is. Ross, what were you doing down there? Me? I was just passing by. Come clean. What were you up to? Nothing, sis. I was just trying to take your picture. Why were you being so sneaky? I want an unposed snapshot. You look so pretty that way. I think that's sweet. I smell a small mouse. What were you going to do with the picture after you got it? Show the kids at school what a beautiful sister I have. Last week you said I was a creepy dragon. No, I didn't. I said you were a creepy, scaly dragon. But that was last week, sis. You've changed a lot. Please let me snap you, Patty. Forget it. Oh, what harm can it do? I wish I could figure out what your angle is. I'm sure he hasn't any. Okay. One picture. Thanks. Say cheese. Cheese. Thanks a million, sis. You're not a creepy, scaly dragon anymore. Funny kid. I guess that deep down he really has some feeling for me. And I mean deep down. I'm sure he does. Yes, sir? It's possible my brother the Fiend is finally joining the human race. Did you get it? Yep, mission accomplished. Boy, women sure are suckers for flattery. Did you tell her what it's for? Nah, what she doesn't know won't hurt her. Boy, imagine Patty being worth a TV set.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square. But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day. Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette. Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
Ross, if Patty wins the contest, how will you keep her from finding out? Easy. No one in the family reads the New York Metropolitan. But if Patty wins, won't they write her a letter? I'll intercept it. Even if you do, won't they send a TV set to Patty? Not if I call them and tell them I'm picking it up for her. Boy, you've thought of everything, haven't you? Patty just better win, that's all. Why is this so important, Russ? Promise you won't tell anybody? I'm giving this set to my folks as an anniversary present. Wow! You're the last of the big-time spenders. It's a special anniversary, their 20th. This time it's going to be the gift that counts. Hey, it says here the contestant should include a brief biography of herself. Biography? Family background, hobbies, special abilities, and musical talents. And it's my luck to be stuck with a no-talent sister. I'll have to make something up. Make it up? Sure. Who's going to know? Let's see. It's got gotta be exciting. I was born in Paris, France. My father was an ace pilot shot down over Normandy. After escaping from prison camp, Dad met my mother, a baroness serving as a spy in the French. There, that part's finally finished. It's beautiful, Patty. Your mother will love it. I hope so. But I better get started on Papa's. His and hers. I wish I could knit like that. So I can knit. And you can sing an aria and order dinner in almost every country in Europe. Well, a continental childhood has its drawbacks. I was 15 before I saw my first banana split. Ross, how many times do I have to tell you? Knock before you come in. Okay. Come in. Can I borrow an encyclopedia? Yeah, it's downstairs. And remember to put it back where you got it. Don't worry. What's that? Patty's anniversary gift. Matched skiing sweaters. Not bad. Oh, not bad, he says. And what are you giving them? Oh, I hadn't thought about it. Ross, it's their 20th anniversary. Time flies, doesn't it? Ross, you are giving your parents a present. I guess so. Another clay ashtray, I suppose. I always say it isn't the gift, it's the thought that counts. How about that tatty tot? Perhaps Ross doesn't have any money to spend, Patty. You mean he doesn't have any feeling? Now, Patty. Never mind now, Patty. I'd get my parents a special anniversary gift if I had to beg, borrow, or steal.
Evening, darling.
Oh, hello, dear. What kept you so late? I was getting worried.
Anniversary plans. Nat, I managed to book us into the same cabin at Lake George that we spent our honeymoon in.
And they say men aren't sentimental.
Well, it was a rather special occasion. Been the best 20 years of my life.
It's been a wonderful marriage.
I'm glad you asked me.
So am I.
Hey, where are the kids?
Well, Patty's upstairs knitting us an anniversary surprise. Matched skiing sweaters.
Good. And I presume our son is fashioning another one of his famous clay ashtrays.
Probably.
I know it's the thought that counts, but why does he always think of ashtrays?
As a matter of fact, he hasn't said a word about our anniversary. Usually by this time, he comes hinting around to make sure of the exact date.
You don't suppose he's forgotten?
Oh, dear, I hope not.
Well, he'd feel terrible if it turned out he had, especially this year.
Maybe we should drop a hint.
Good idea. Give him a chance to dig up some clay. Ross!
Yes, Dad?
Ross, would you come down here for a minute?
Sure.
Now make it casual.
Oh, don't worry. I'm an old hand at this.
Hi, Dad.
Evening, son. Did I interrupt your homework?
Yeah, thanks. What's up?
Ross, I was wondering if you'd seen my road maps anywhere. I'm looking for the one that shows the route to Lake George.
They should be up here. Yep, here they are, right where they always are.
Thanks, son. Well, might as well start mapping out the route, huh?
I guess so.
Your mother and I are planning to go up to Lake George, you know.
Have a good time.
For a weekend. The 14th.
Sounds great.
The 14th is a special day. Do you happen to know what day that is, Ross?
14th. It's a Friday.
It's a very special Friday this year, though.
You're telling me. You mean you knew? Sure. It's Yogi Berra's birthday.
Yogi Berra? I did everything but hit him over the head.
One good thing. No clay ashtrays this year.
Oh, you must be expecting something real special, Ross.
I sure am.
What is it, a love letter, or did you enter the Irish sweepstakes?
No, you see, Ross sent the snapshot of... Ouch!
I'm sorry, Ross. There's nothing for you today. Just a couple of bills and a letter for your sister.
My sister? It's from the New York Metropolitan. Here, hold these. What's it say? Dear Miss Lane, congratulations. You have been picked as a finalist in our Beautiful Teens contest. Yippee! Wow, you did it! Yeah, but listen to this. The winning contestant will be selected on the basis of both appearance and talent. We request that you appear in our audition hall Saturday the 8th at 1 p.m. to compete against the other finalists by demonstrating the special abilities mentioned in your biography. What does all that mean, Ross? It means we're dead. Why? Can't you ask Patty to go to the audition? Nick, it's obvious you're an only child. She'd never do it. After all, it's to help get a swell present for your folks. Nick, you've got it. That's the angle. After all, they're Patty's folks, too. How can she say no? She can't. Blood's thicker than water. And when the chips are down and Patty knows her kid brother's in a spot, you know what she'll say? She'll say, Lake off. But geez, I've already picked you for the finals. All you have to do is go down there, smile, and pick up the TV set. What do you say? No. Twist that around. Is that your final word? By no means. I haven't started to say what a depraved, deceitful, wicked little monster I think you are. Ross only wanted to surprise your mother and father with a nice present, Patty. Oh, so did I, by eating my fingers to the bone on this sweater. Gee, it looks beautiful. Out. But out. G-E-T. Out. Beautiful teens contest. Too bad they're not picking the juvenile delinquent of the year. Patty, I don't say Ross should have done this, but at least he did it for a good cause. When I think of how he snaked me into posing, I want to show the kids at school what a beautiful sister I have. He must believe that. He entered you in the contest. What could he do? I'm the only sister he's got. It's very important for us to give your parents something special this year. And you're the only one who can help him do it. But he had no right to enter me. All he wants you to do is go down and see the judges. That's not so much to ask, is it? I knew he had an angle. He's a pretty smart little monster. Then you'll do it? I guess so. It would be nice for him to give the TV set to the folks. Good girl. I'll go break the news to Mighty Mouse. I just realized something. What? I could be Miss Teen. I don't care what they say. Blood is thinner than water. I can't understand her. Why won't Patty help you get a TV set for your folks? Oh, she got mad because I entered her in a contest without telling her. She's got a point. Yeah, on the top of her head. Hi, Patty. Ross? It's pretty pitiful. Forget the ashtray. I'll help you get the TV set. You will? Did I tell you she was the greatest sister in the whole world? I heard. Blood is thinner than water. It's all right. Now, exactly what does old Pointy Head have to do? Just drop down there Saturday and have them look at you. Once they see how pretty you are, we just pick up the TV set and leave. You get a big cup, too. I don't know whether you're the world's greatest optimist or I'm the world's greatest idiot. But let's try it. Ross, why didn't you tell her that she has to sing opera and dance and speak foreign languages? Because if I told her, then she'd never go down there. What happens when they ask her for a sample? You know your problem, Nick? You're a worrier. You're fireless. Come on. Excuse me. Sir, my name is Patty Lane. I'm here from...
Lane? Take dressing room 3. We'll call you.
Holy moly, what's all that? Come on, let's get to the dressing room. How do I look? Just fine, Patty.
Yeah, especially considering you have this terrible cold.
I don't have a cold.
Well, if you did have and somebody asked you to sing or dance, it'd be a good excuse not to, wouldn't it? What are you talking about?
Miss Patty Lane, on stage, please.
You're on, Patty. Good luck.
Yeah, remember your cold.
Ross, if there's something you haven't told me, you better tell me now.
Miss Patty Lane, on stage, please.
Well? Is there?
Yeah. Good luck.
Thanks. Ross, you haven't done it again, have you?
I sure hope not.
Miss Patty Lane?
Yes, sir.
Well, we've all been looking forward to meeting you.
Oh, thank you.
It isn't often you run across so much talent in one person.
Oh, I'm just an ordinary teenage girl.
Your modesty is refreshing.
Oh, a lot to be modest about.
Well, with your background, it's understandable. How's your father?
Papa? He's fine.
Good, good. Does he still fly?
He flew to Pittsburgh last month.
I only wish he could have been here today with your mother, the Baroness.
My mother, the Baroness?
Oh, well, I imagine she doesn't use her title in this country.
No.
Well, what are you going to sing for us?
Me? Sing?
I gather from your biography you have quite a remarkable repertoire. Would you like to start off with an American song?
Okay. Do you know, Tell Me Mama, key of, E?
Tell me, Mama, what to do if a boy makes eyes at you. Tell me, Mama, what to say when he looks at me that way. Should I let him hold my hand? Tell him that I think he's grand. Tell me, Mama, tell me, Mama, tell me what to do. I don't know what I should do, 'cause I've been taught by the golden rule. If he wants to be my steady beau, should I go and play it cool? Tell me, Mama, if it's nice. Do you know I need your advice? Tell me, Mama, it's okay if he wants to see me every day. Should I let him know I care? Do you think I should beware? Tell me, Mama, tell me, Mama, tell me what to do. Tell me what to do. Tell me what to do.
Excellent, Patty, excellent.
Thank you. Well, bye.
Oh, could we hear something operatic now?
Operatic?
Yes, in your biography you mentioned you also sing arias.
Oh, arias. I need a drink of water. All right, what did you tell them about me?
That you could sing a little. I had to make you sound glamorous.
Well, I'm not, and I can't sing opera.
Well, how was I supposed to know they'd ask you? What are we going to do?
Kathy, you can sing an aria. I I can, but You talked me into helping a little monster. Now you get ready, fix your hair like mine, and go out there and sing. I'll wait outside.
Primo palpitar, dell'amor, mi ti è sempre
Bravo, Patty.
Thanks.
Well, after all that, do you still have enough energy to dance for us?
Dance?
Yes. How about showing us how well you tap dance?
But, yes, sir. As soon as I get a drink of water. Are we in? I don't know. How well do you tap dance?
Wonderful, Patty.
It's nothing.
And now if you'll just say a few lines to us.
Sure.
In Italian, French, and Spanish.
I need another drink of water. French. C'est gentil de votre part m'avoir invité aujourd'hui. Italian. Tutti quanti ho stato molto grazioso a me. E in conclusione, Spanish. Quisiera decir solo esto. Espero ganar. Gracias. Hey, listen to that applause. I'm really talented. Well, we did it. Yeah, we did it. We really fooled them. They never suspected a thing. They'll deliver the TV set tomorrow and you can give it to the folks. Hey, they're going to ask where I got it. We'll think of something. The important thing is for them not to find out how we got it.
Well, hello, children. I didn't hear you come in.
Where'd you get that?
We stole it.
You what?
That's right, Aunt Natalie.
It wasn't their fault. I was the mastermind.
Maybe you better begin at the beginning.
It all started about 20 years ago when you and Mom got married. And then Kathy said arrivederci, and they gave her the cup, and tomorrow they're delivering the TV set. They said Patty had enough talent to be two people.
And you did all this just to buy us an anniversary present?
It isn't any anniversary, Mom. It's your 20th. You and Dad have been so great to us. I couldn't see myself sticking you with another of those rotten clay ashtrays.
We love those rotten clay ashtrays, son.
I'm sorry, Papa. I really goofed.
By accepting that cup, you cheated the real winner out of it.
I know. But it isn't too late. I'm going to go down there and give them their cup back. I'll go with you.
Me too. I want to see their faces.
Maybe they'll give the TV set to the girl who won second prize.
Yeah, she was loaded with talent.
And there was only one of her.
Yeah.
I know it's not your fault, Cuz. But sometimes I think life would be a lot easier if there was only one of me. But a lot less fun. Let's go.
Take care of yourself. And please, don't give Mrs. Gordon a hard time.
We won't.
We'll see you Monday.
Goodbye, Kathy. Thanks again. The gloves are lovely.
Thanks for the sweaters, Patty. We love them. And, son, it was your finest ashtray.
Thanks. You realize it was a last-minute job.
Yeah, we realize. Well, goodbye, all.
Goodbye, darling.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
We'll call tonight.
Bye. You know, I don't care if they are my parents. They're the end.
Yeah. Patty, can you play the tuba?
No. Why?
I'll bet you could if you tried. Ross? Well, it's just that there's this contest for girl tuba players, and I was thinking...
Here's Kathy Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are
Good looking, interested in athletics, poetry, and space travel. Write Lancelot, box 385. Boy, he sounds great.
What would you expect him to say? He's short, fat, and stupid?
If I ever see that in an ad, I'll know who it is.
I'm not fat.
I guess that makes you short and stupid.
Hold it. This is not a battlefield.
I think I'll drop him a little line.
Do you think that's a wise idea, Patty?
To have a pen pal? Sure.
But you don't know anything about him.
Let's leave it up to old 2 feet on the ground. Don't you think it's a good idea, Kathy? No, I don't. Why don't you mind your own business? First letter or two might not do any harm, Patty. But things like this have a way of becoming involved. I wouldn't mind becoming involved with a dreamboat like that. Imagine. There that poor boy is. Lonely and disillusioned. And good-looking. And good-looking.
Patty, that description may be a complete fiction. You don't know one single fact about this boy.
I have a feeling about him.
So have I, and I'm against this.
Papa, who was Lancelot?
He was a knight.
What kind of knight?
A good knight.
Good night.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
It's you.
Well, who are you expecting?
I thought it might be the mailman.
I've seen the mailman. You're better off with me. What would you like to do today?
Go jousting?
Jousting? What made you say that?
I don't know. Why don't you have an apple?
This isn't a good season for apples.
Richard, haven't you ever fancied yourself as a knight in shining armor?
Sure, I guess every boy does. Let's go bowling.
Okay.
Well, what's the matter?
Nothing. Only it seems all our lives we've gone bowling every Saturday. We're in a rut.
Well, what would you like to do?
Oh, go bowling, I guess. I'll go change.
Where'd I go wrong?
You sound like the answer to all my dreams, Guinevere. Guinevere? That's my code name. It is obvious from your letter that you are a warm, sensitive human being. A rare, free spirit.
Oh, boy, what did you write to him?
It just revealed the real me. In a world of strangers, it is such joy to find a kindred soul. Another being who understands and cares. Please let me hear from you soon. Always, your Lancelot.
Wow. What does he look like?
Tall, good-looking, athletic. athletic, according to his publicity. Patty hasn't actually seen him yet. Anyone who can write like this is an honest man. You can feel his sensitivity coming right through the paper.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Richard.
I guess I'd better be running along. Me too. Promised Mother I'd be home early. Bye.
I go with you. I'll see you at home.
I thought we were going to meet at the library. I waited for you there.
Stop nagging.
Nagging? I made a simple statement.
Oh, why do you always wear those sloppy sweaters?
Well, what do you want me to wear to the mall chop? Tails?
And can't you comb your hair?
I don't know what's the matter with you, Patty. You've been acting like we're married.
Married? When I get married, it's going to be to someone who's sensitive and gentle and understanding.
That's what I'm looking for, too.
Richard, I'm going to give you some advice. You better shape up.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means that I want something more out of life than milkshakes.
That girl's gonna lose me if she's not careful. My darling Guinevere.
If but one day were left to me, I would spend that day with thee. At but an hour before I died, I would spend it at your side. And if in minutes my span was through, I'd beg to share that time with you. It's beautiful. Lancelot has talent. Yes, so are you going to meet him? Oh, I don't know. Compared to him, I'm such a clod. Oh, there's Richard. He's becoming a real faucet. Drip, drip, drip. I think Richard is very nice. Oh, he used to be. But he's changed. Has he? Or have you? I guess I'm outgrowing him. Girls mature faster than boys. I let him in.
Hi, Kath.
Hello, Richard.
Is her ladyship in?
Patty's in there.
Boy, she sure has been acting like a snapdragon lately. What's with her?
I can't say. But there's an old adage you might think about.
What's that?
The pen is mightier than the sword.
Like, hi there.
Hello, Richard.
Do you mind?
Is that all you ever do? Eat?
Doesn't everybody?
Oh, sure. But there are other things in life.
Like what?
Like poetry. Don't you ever think about poetry?
What made you ask that?
I don't know.
I know lots of poems. The boy stood on the burning deck, eating peanuts by the peck. The deck grew hotter. His feet got toasted, but he kept on eating. He liked them roasted.
That's what I thought.
What's the matter, Patty? Everything I do is wrong lately.
I've been thinking, Richard. Maybe we've been seeing too much of each other. I think we should stop dating. Now, don't go getting your feelings hurt. One day you'll thank me for this.
I'll thank you now.
What?
You haven't been so much fun to be with lately. All you do is criticize. Why do you wear that old sweater? Why don't you comb your hair? Why are you eating an apple?
Just trying to be helpful.
I can get that kind of help from my enemies. If I want to be nagged, I can always go home to my parents. Well, guess this is goodbye.
I guess it is.
I don't know what happened to us.
I'm just looking for something more in life.
We all are, I guess. Well, Patty, I hope you find it.
I think I already have.
You mean there's some other guy?
In a way.
Or maybe I have some other girl.
I hope so, Richard. Good luck.
Thanks. Good luck to you.
So where's Richard been? I haven't seen him around here lately. Not that I'm complaining, I'm just curious.
Richard won't be coming around anymore, Papa.
Did you have a quarrel?
No. We just decided not to see each other anymore.
Doesn't sound like a quarrel, it sounds like a war. Are you, seeing someone else?
Not exactly.
Well, it's none of my business. I certainly don't want to pry. Who are you seeing?
Just a boy.
What's his name?
Lancelot.
Do you mean that handsome, lonely, sensitive boy who was looking for a pen pal?
Oh, brother.
Are you telling us that you've given up Richard for a boy you've never seen?
Oh, I don't have to see him. You should read his letters.
Patty, there is an old adage. A boyfriend at the door is worth 2 pen pals on paper.
That doesn't apply to Lancelot, Papa. Would you like to hear part of his last letter?
I certainly would.
I already read it.
Why, you little...
Ross, that's snooping.
She left it out in the open.
Where out in the open?
At the bottom of her bureau drawer. Tell him the bit about the Oasis.
Oasis? Where does he live, in Arabia?
He lives in New York. But his heart belongs to the world.
Oh. Go on.
And now that I know you, dear Guinevere, I have found my oasis. My thoughts turn to you, and I am at peace.
Who's Guinevere?
Well, that's my code name.
He sounds like quite a boy.
Have you, exchanged pictures or anything?
No. We decided that looks are but superficial facades.
You did. Aren't you planning to meet?
Someday, maybe. Why?
Because I think you should. Tell you, Patty, I really don't like the idea of your building up fantasies like this. Now, if this boy is as great as you think he is, you should find it out.
If he's not?
Well, I think you should find that out, too.
Patty, you haven't said one word in 10 minutes. Is something wrong? What is it? Doesn't Lancelot want to write anymore? Oh, it's worse than that. He wants to meet me. I mean, personally. Oh, but that's wonderful. Is it? What do the words terrible panic mean to you? I can't meet him. Why not? Because I'm nothing and he's the end. Let's face it, Cuz. I'm just another girl. There are millions of me running around. If he met me, he'd lose his faith in human nature. Do you want to stop writing to him? Of course not. Then you've no choice. You've got to meet him. No, I don't. You can meet him. You're all the things he thinks I am. Forget it, Guinevere. You're on your own. You mean you won't help me? I am helping you. I'm sending you out to meet your dream man. Where's your courage? I'm sure Lancelot wouldn't be interested in a coward. I guess so. Where can I meet him? Why not here in the house? No. It's too light. Too light? Yeah. I want someplace dark where he can't see me. He's probably just as nervous about this as you are. You don't think he'll take one look at me and run? I don't think he'll take one look at you and run. Okay. I'll make a date to meet him this Friday night. I wonder where he is right now. I wonder what he's doing this very moment. My dear.
Isn't Patty ready yet? She's been dressing all afternoon.
She had a difficult time deciding what to wear.
Say, what if that boy doesn't show up?
He'll show he's smart.
I'm sure he'll show up. He really sounds quite wonderful.
Where are they meeting?
At the malt shop.
That proves he's smart. If he doesn't like Patty, at least he gets a malt out of the deal.
Do I look all right?
You look beautiful, Patty.
What if he doesn't like this outfit?
Let him buy you another one.
He may expect me to look older. In fact, now that I think of it, I'm sure he does. I'll be right back.
But...
Good evening, Lancelot. It's so amusing to finally meet you at last. What do you think?
He'll think you're your grandmother.
Are you sure he wants a sophisticated girl?
Now that I think of it, I'm sure he doesn't. He's very athletic. I'll be right back. Tennis, anyone? Good evening, Lancelot. I'm Guinevere. I'm certainly honored to meet you. What do you think?
Why don't you really fool him and go as yourself?
It's myself. I couldn't. Patty, do you remember what you said? It's what's inside that counts.
Honey, once you've met him, you'll feel better.
How did I ever get myself involved in this? Okay. I'll go meet him. Good luck, Patty. Gee, I wish I was prettier and smarter.
Honey, you're everything you need to be. You just remember that. And if he doesn't appreciate you the way you are, well, you come back here and we'll buy you a malt.
Thanks, Papa.
What's the book?
Sonnets from the Portuguese.
You're gonna read on your first date?
No, it's our identification. Each of us is carrying a copy.
Why don't you wear a rose in your teeth?
Bye, everybody. I love you all.
Call us as soon as you can.
Good luck, sis.
It'll be fine. I feel like I'm going to my execution.
Well, you might like to go down to the malt shop and get a soda.
No, we are all staying right here.
Hi, Patty. Hi, Mary.
Hi there.
What are you doing here?
Where? Oh, having a soda. You mind?
No, of course not.
Sorry, I can't ask you to join me. I have a date.
Oh, that's all right. I'm meeting someone, too.
How you been?
Just fine, thanks. How have you been?
Oh, great. Never better.
Good. That's very good.
Well, I'll see you.
Yeah, see ya. Sonnets from the Portuguese. Is that your book?
Yeah, it's for a test.
Oh, I see. Where's your date?
Oh, she'll be along. She's pretty crazy about me, you know.
She must be.
Well, where's your date?
I changed my mind. If you see him, tell him not to wait for me because I won't be here.
I don't know who he is. Patty!
Two-timing, double-dealing nerve of him. All the time he was going with me, he was writing to this other girl. He wasn't writing to this other girl. He was writing to you. Don't be logical.
Weren't you writing to another boy?
That's different. I'm a girl. Boy, when I think of all the things he wrote about himself, you're my oasis. Let me spend my last moments with you. I'm artistic and sensitive. He's about as sensitive as a wet noodle.
Do you think he really wrote those things?
I guess so.
I thought they were very impressive.
Impressive? Richard wrote them. Which Richard? What do you mean? Which Richard? Well, the one who comes around here in sloppy sweaters with his hair uncombed and an apple in his mouth? Or the one who's so shy and sensitive that he's afraid you might laugh at him if he wrote a poem to you? So, he's forced to write to a dream girl he's never even met. Never thought of Richard as being poetic and sensitive.
Sometimes it's hard to say the things we feel very deeply. No one likes to be laughed at.
I hate to find myself on Richard's side, but there's more to Richard than meets the eye.
Does he know you're Guinevere? No. And if you tell him, I'll have you beheaded. I'll get it.
Hi, excuse me for butting in. Can I see you a minute, Patty?
Sure. Come on in. I thought you had a date.
Oh, well, I canceled it. You know how it is.
Sure. I know how it is. Come on in.
Hello, Richard. How are you?
Hello, my boy. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Mr. Lane.
I haven't seen you in a long time. What have you been doing? Ross, why don't you and I go into the kitchen and I'll fix you a sandwich? Great. What kind?
Well, I better get in the den and work on my editorial.
I'll go upstairs and straighten up.
Bye, Richard. Let's see you around here more often.
Thanks. I really stopped by to apologize.
What for?
Oh, I don't know. Being such a slob.
Don't say that. You're sensitive and intelligent and wonderful.
Me?
Yeah. You. Richard,
Yeah?
do you take me to the malt shop?
You mean? I sure would, and I'll treat. There's something I better tell you first. What I said about canceling my date tonight wasn't exactly true. I got stood up.
Oh? Anyone I know?
No.
Was it someone you liked?
Think so. I never actually met her. She was kind of a blind date. We'd been writing to one another.
That's kid stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, she sure made a fool of me. She never even showed up.
Was she anything like me?
No. Guinevere was older than you, kind of sophisticated. And...
Guinevere?
Well, that's what she called herself. She was very deep. Kind of sensitive and warm and...
You sound like you're in love with her.
I don't know. Maybe I was. A little. Now I'll never have the chance to find out.
You never know. Let's go. Lancelot.
Hi, folks.
Hello, Richard.
All right.
No more bananas? The apples are getting good. Aren't you dressed yet? I have an alley reserved for 8 o'clock.
Are we going bowling again?
Sure, what's wrong?
Is that all you ever do? Eat? You told me you were going to throw that shirt away. And why don't you ever comb your hair? I might buy you a new sweater for Christmas.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are...
Bless you. Thank you. I know you and I know me, and I tell you, you can't. And you don't know me as well as you think you do. Oh, don't I? Will you listen to... Bless you.
What are you two arguing about? I can hear you all the way upstairs.
About who loves who the most.
Bless you. That's what you're arguing about.
It wasn't really an argument, Aunt Natalie. I was just trying to tell Patty how much I appreciate everything she's done for me. I haven't done anything for her. You've taught me new dances. You've gotten me dates.
Bless you.
That's nothing. Look what you've done for me. Who is it who's always helping me with my homework? You. And no wonder. She got the highest marks in the whole class, that's all. Your marks were excellent. Oh, nothing like yours. Gee, it's great to have a brain for a cousin. That's why Mama and Papa gave you that beautiful pin. It's really boss.
We'll get you one if you'd like, Patty.
Oh, I didn't earn it. Kathy deserves it.
Oh, isn't your allergy any better, darling?
No. The only thing that keeps me from going crazy is having Kathy around to console me. I'm sure Dr. Fair will find out what's causing it soon. He better. I wonder if anybody's ever sneezed to death.
Bless you.
Thank you. He must have given me 10,000 allergy tests. I've given up sweaters, dogs, apples, and automobiles. They can practically land a man on the moon. If they could stop me from sneezing.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I'll get it.
I'll never be able to see another movie. It was mean of them to throw you out of the theater last night. Yeah, but when they did, who went with me? You did.
Dr. Fayer's here, dear.
Kathy, Patty,
Hi, Doctor. Good morning, Dr. Fair.
how are you feeling this morning?
Oh, she's been going on like that night and day. She hasn't had any sleep in a week. Isn't there something that can be done? A new drug or...
Oh, that won't be necessary.
What do you mean?
I've just finished completing a very thorough investigation of your allergy. And frankly, Patty, we were all baffled. Every test we made was negative. Do you remember last week when I asked you to give me an hour-by-hour report of everything you did, everyone you saw, every place you went, when you sneezed most, when you sneezed least?
Yeah, I wasted half a day writing that thing.
Oh, that time wasn't wasted. You solved the whole problem for us.
You mean you know what's causing her allergy?
That's right.
That's wonderful, Dr. Fair. What am I allergic to?
I'm sorry to tell you this, Patty. You're allergic to your cousin Kathy.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair! But they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bookends, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike, they walk alike, at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
I can't be allergic to Kathy, Doctor. She's my best friend in the whole world.
That has nothing to do with it. This is entirely a physical thing.
Couldn't you have made a mistake?
Absolutely none. Why, here's a chart we had made up. Now, Patty went to this class alone. She didn't sneeze. She shared this class with Kathy. She sneezed. During the day, when she's away from Kathy, she's fine. At night, when she shares a room with Kathy, she sneezes. No, there's no doubt about it, Mrs. Lane. Being around Kathy causes Patty to sneeze.
I've never heard of people being allergic to people.
Oh, it's much more common than you suspect. There was a case recently where a wife was allergic to her husband. They had to get a divorce. Now, we have a lot more to learn about allergies, but I'll tell you how to cure this one. Don't you get too close to Kathy and you won't sneeze anymore.
What about the room we share?
Well, you might try moving your beds farther apart.
How far apart?
When the sneezing stops. That's it. Well, I've got to be running along. Good day.
I'll see you to the door.
I feel like Typhoid Annie. You don't believe what he said, do you, Kathy? Me allergic to you? That's ridiculous. He seemed quite sure. Well, so am I, and I tell you, it isn't true. I hope not. I'll prove it to you. Stay right there. Now what? Okay, now we take a step toward each other. Another one. Another one. You see, I took... You're allergic to me. Better move it back a little more. There, that's it, right there. Are you sure that's far enough? Oh, sure. Maybe I should move into another room. Gee, Kathy, you're not taking this personally, are you? I'm trying not to, Patty. I just feel as though I'm a leper or something. That's ridiculous. You can't help it if there's something about you that makes me sneeze. Sometimes allergies can be psychosomatic. What does that mean? Well, if you resent someone or dislike them, it can come out in a rash or hives or sneezes. Oh, Kathy, that's crazy. I love you. Oh, Kathy, would you mind sitting over there, please? Certainly.
Kath, now I don't want you to worry about Dr. Fair's report. Nobody knows for sure what causes these things. It's just some sensitivity that triggers a physical reaction.
I know, Uncle Martin.
The important thing is not to take it personally.
That's what I told her.
I'm sure it's only temporary. It'll probably go away soon.
I hope it goes away soon. Hi, Rich.
Let's go.
Oh, you could at least come in and say hello.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Oh, good
hello,
evening,
Richard.
Hi, Richard.
Let's go. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Gee, I'm glad we had this little visit.
Me too. Hey, you're not sneezing now. How come?
The doctor found out what I was allergic to.
Oh, that's great. What was it?
I'll tell you on the way.
No, tell me now. Pollen? Strawberries? Pussycats? Dust?
Me.
You? What?
Patty is allergic to me.
No, seriously, what did the doc say?
Boy, it takes a long time to get through to him.
Richard, it's true. There's a slight... Well, when Patty and Kathy are together, Patty begins...
You mean she's allergic to Kathy? Well, that's the funniest thing I ever heard. Ow!
Come on. Where are you two going? To the movies. The Witch Doctor Strikes Back.
You could use a witch doctor here.
Now, can we go?
Isn't Kathy coming with us?
No, thank you. I think I'll stay in and do some homework. Come on, Kath. Why don't you come with us? I don't mind sneezing a little. Honest. No, thank you. I'll stay in. Look, I'm not going to let this keep us from being together. I don't care what the doc... Bless you. Thank you. Come on, Richard.
Good night, everybody. I think that's the funniest thing.
He didn't mean anything by that.
No. He said it's right. I'm very funny. People look at me and begin sneezing. I could replace snuff.
Now, Cat.
Excuse me.
Martin, what are we going to do about this?
I don't know. I'm no doctor. Suppose we can just watch and wait, read up on allergies.
I could understand Kathy being allergic to Patty. But
that will be enough of that, Ross.
You know, I'm developing a whole new philosophy. When life is going along peacefully and everything looks great, watch out.
Checkmate. Psychosomatic disorders are a direct result of strong emotional conflict, leading to abnormal physical manifestations. When the body behaves abnormally, it is invariably because of strong basic emotions, such as fear, hatred, or jealousy. I knew it. Patty hates me. Hi there. Whoops. I almost forgot. You know I didn't sneeze once all night? Congratulations. Isn't that great? Hey, too bad you missed the movie. Boy, is it creepy. It was about this space monster who comes down from outer space, and his machine cracks up and he lands in the jungle. And he keeps boom, 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 knocking down trees. Suddenly, a witch doctor jumps out with a huge poison spear. And he keeps jabbing him and jabbing him and jabbing him and jabbing him, trying to kill him. But it doesn't even phase the monster, it just keeps boom. Till he reaches this village. Everybody screams in terror. And then the witch doctor casts a spell on the monster. Over, over, over. And you know what happens? 6 more space monsters jump up. I love those wild pictures where everybody casts spells and everything. What'd you do all night? Uber, doober, uber. Bless you. Hi, Patty. Hi, Maggie. Oh, hi, Rich.
Hi, Herb.
You coming over tonight? Sure. Oh, what time? Oh, about 8 o'clock. Give the old folks a chance to cool it. See you then. Bye.
Hi, Patty.
Hi, Eddie.
How many?
3.
Okay, right over here.
Eddie, we need 2 tables.
You need 2 tables and there's 3 of you?
Yeah, Kathy needs a table.
Oh. Okay, take this one and that one.
How you doing, Kat? Just fine, thank you. I wish you could join us, but...
I think it's the funniest thing I ever heard of. You stop doing that? Oh, hi, Kathy.
Hello, Ted.
Are you alone?
Quite alone.
Well, why don't we join Patty and Rich?
You join them if you like. I can't.
Oh, you and Patty having some kind of an argument, huh?
We are not. Anybody who'd argue with Kathy must be out of their mind. She's pure gold.
Well, then why won't she sit with you?
It's a long story.
But it sure is funny.
All right, what do we have?
I'll have a double tulip flip with a scoop of vanilla, strawberry, and tutti frutti ice cream, a little hot fudge, some walnuts, and a few cherries. And easy on the whipped cream. I'm on a diet.
I'll have a chocolate soda. Black and white soda, please.
A banana milkshake. Hi, Patty girl.
Hi, Alfred boy.
Is it on for tonight?
You bet. 8 o'clock.
Kathy, I thought you were in quarantine like Typhoid Mary. Achoo!
Why don't you leave her alone, Alfred?
I can't help it. I just look at her and I sneeze. Achoo! Achoo!
Don't mind him, Kath. I don't mind him. What is it? Don't you know? I guess not. Well, if you don't know, I can't tell you. Can't tell me what? They're laughing at me, but the problem is yours. Now, wait a red-hot minute. You're blaming me because you make me sneeze? Exactly. And if you don't believe me, ask Dr. Richard Duncan. Who's he? A great authority on schizophrenics. What's that? It's a person who has two personalities.
All right, who gets 2 sodas?
Give one to each of her.
I'm home.
Hello, darling. Have a good day?
Fine. I gave a speech today at the Newspaper Guild luncheon.
Were you a smash?
Well, I got a few laughs.
What'd you talk about?
Teenagers.
That is no laughing matter.
You're telling me. You should hear some of the stories the other fathers have to tell about their teenagers. Do you have the feeling sometime that they're out to get us?
Every day.
How's the combat area around here?
Everything is quiet at the moment. I'm afraid it's the lull before the storm. They're barely speaking to each other. It's ridiculous. Patty can't help it if she sneezes.
I'm not so sure.
You mean you think she's trying to sneeze?
No. Nat, do you think that Patty could be jealous of Kathy?
I don't know.
I mean, if Patty were upset because Kathy got the highest marks in the class, that would explain a lot of things.
But Patty genuinely loves Kathy.
Well, I don't really think that has anything to do with it. Patty is a very competitive girl. Where is she now?
Upstairs.
Patty, would you come down here for a minute, please?
What are you going to say to her?
I'm going to try a little psychology.
Martin, do you think it's a serious problem?
Well, when two girls who really love each other can't stand to be around one another, I think it could develop into a serious problem, yeah.
Papa, did you call me?
Yeah, your mother and I would like to have a little talk with you.
What didn't I do now?
Sit down.
Oh, it's going to be one of those serious talks.
Would you like to begin, Nat?
Oh, no, thank you. I'm a listener.
Well, there's no point in beating around the bush. Patty, jealousy is a very unattractive quality.
I know. I can't help it if Kathy's jealous of me.
Kathy's jealous of you?
Isn't that what you just said?
No, it isn't what I just said. Patty, what was your reaction when Mr. Brewster announced that Kathy had gotten the highest marks in the entire class?
I said, yippee.
And when did your sneezing start?
The day after. You don't think I'm sneezing because I'm jealous of Kathy?
Well, the thought had crossed my mind.
But that's ridiculous. I was glad when she made it. I really was.
I believe you, Patty. I think you were glad, consciously. But unconsciously, you seemed to have a deep-seated resentment. And the result was that every time Kathy got near you, you started to sneeze.
That doesn't make me a very nice character, does it?
Patty, there's nothing wrong with good, healthy competition. It's only when it's carried to an extreme that it becomes a problem.
Honestly, I didn't know I was jealous of her. My conscience thought my subconscious was really pleased. What do I do about it?
Now that you know the reason why you sneeze when Kathy comes near you, I think you can cure it.
How?
I want to try a little experiment. Now, I want you to say to yourself, and really mean it, I'm not jealous of you, Kathy. I'm not jealous of you, Kathy. Okay?
Okay. I'm not jealous of you, Kathy. I'm not jealous of you, Kathy.
Good. You see, if you really mean that, then that message is going to sift down to your subconscious. And then your subconscious won't have any reason to sneeze anymore.
I'm returning your dictionary, Uncle Martin.
Kath, Patty has something that she wants to say to you.
Yeah. I'm not jealous of you, Kathy. I'm not jealous of you, Kathy.
You see?
I will never understand irrational numbers. If you can't, no one can. Funny.
I wish you'd be quiet. Do you know that our final math exam is Friday?
Where's Kathy?
Up in her half of our room.
Oh, why don't you ask her to come down and help us?
No.
What are you suddenly so proud about? You always used to ask her to help us.
My subconscious won't let me.
Your what?
Skip it. Now listen, we're all going to pass this exam without any help from Kathy. How do you multiply complex of fractions? Well, you take the last 3 digits in the first column and then...
You take the first 3 digits in the last column.
I don't get it. We're down here cracking our brains, and the genius is upstairs breezing through all this. Pass me some pie.
I thought you might like a cup of tea, Kathy.
Thank you, Aunt Natalie.
Oh, they're studying up a storm downstairs.
Are they?
Crossword puzzle. Aren't you studying for the algebra exam Friday?
No.
It must be a wonderful feeling to be such a good student.
Aunt Natalie?
Yes, Kathy?
Would you mind very much if I asked you and Uncle Martin to take back the pin you gave me?
Don't you like it?
Very much. Only... I'd like you to take it back.
Why, Kathy?
I just would.
Is it because of Patty?
I don't blame Patty for being angry with me, or jealous. Studying just seems to come easily for me. And then to have a parents give me a prize for it, it's enough to make anyone sneeze.
You know something? I love you.
I love you too. Will you take it back?
If you want me to.
Thank you.
So I thought that instead of taking Kathy's pen back from her, we should give Patty a pen. That way Patty won't feel there's any favoritism.
Just sounds like a wonderful idea.
This is exactly like Kathy's.
Oh, hi!
Aren't you home early?
I flew home. I did it!
Well, whatever you did seems to put you in a euphoric state of mind.
I passed my algebra test. I got a B.
Patty, that's wonderful. By the way, your mother has a little surprise for you.
Yeah? What is it?
This.
That's beautiful. It's exactly...
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Am I? That must be what's causing it. There's something in this that Patty's allergic to.
You mean I'm not allergic to Kathy?
No.
The reason that you sneezed every time you got close to Kathy is because she was always wearing this pin.
Are you sure?
Let's test it. You see? Nothing.
I'm not jealous of Kathy.
And I owe you and your subconscious a big fat apology.
Hi, Kath. I have the most wonderful news for you. I have some wonderful news for you. Mr. Brewster called me to give me the results of my algebra test.
The principal of the school called you into his office? Gee, that's marvelous.
Isn't it? And I didn't even study.
And you still got 100?
100? No. I failed. Now Patty doesn't have to be jealous of me anymore. Hi, Rich.
Hi, let's go.
Come on and say hi to the older generation.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad.
What?
I just said it to scare you.
Well, you succeeded.
Where's Kathy?
Oh, she'll be right in. She's just finishing up in the kitchen.
How'd she do on that makeup test?
She got 100. That's how she did. You know something? I'm jealous. I'm ready. Let's buzz.
Long adioso.
Long adioso? What language is that?
It means so long.
Not to me, it doesn't.
Patty, you sneezed. It's all right. I'm catching a cold. That's wonderful. Bye. Lagradioso.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are...
What have you done?
I've just been voted the best dressed girl at the school dance next Friday night.
You've just been voted the best dressed girl at the school dance next Friday night?
That's right. And you know why? Because of the beautiful new dress you're going to buy me.
I see. Does Patty really need a new dress?
Oh, I'm afraid it's a necessity.
How much is this necessity going to cost me?
Let's say $40.
Let's say 40. Here's 20.
Hi, Pop. Got any left over for me?
No.
Papa, Sue Ellen's dress is going to cost a lot more than this.
Sue Ellen's father is a banker. Look at it this way. Sue Ellen has more money, you have more ingenuity.
$20 worth?
Honey, you'll outdo her. Don't worry.
Well, Kathy, you want to come with me while I get my dress for Friday night? Oh, I'd love to, Patty, but I promised Frances Gordon I'd accompany her to Musicale this evening. I'd better practice. Excuse me.
Would you like me to come with you, Patty?
No, thanks, Mom. I'll take Maggie with me. You probably got a million things to do.
And you're afraid if I pick your clothes, I'll dress you in muslin and old lace.
Mom, I don't care how old they say you are. You're young in heart.
Meet Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair, but they're cousins, identical cousins all the way. One pair of matching bouquets, different as night and day.
Where Kathy adores a minuet, the ballet russe, and crepe Suzette.
Our Patty loves to rock and roll, a hot dog makes her lose control. What a wild duet, still they're cousins, identical cousins, and you find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins are two of a kind.
May I help you?
Oh, yes. I'm looking for an evening gown. My class is giving a dance Friday night.
Did you have anything particular in mind?
Well, yes. It has to be imported material, special design, hand-sewn, one of a kind, and sell for no more than $19.95. $19.95. That's all her father thinks she's worth. It is not. He's already given me so much I couldn't take any more from him. Oh, look, my birthday present, a solid gold bracelet.
Let me see what I can find.
Thank you. Maggie, look at this one. Oh, it's all gold. Beautiful color. Gold. Oh, I bet it cost $60, $70. Oh, it's worth every penny of it. Oh, I knew it. $79.50. Come on, let's get back to the bargain basement. Hello, girls. Hi, Maggie. Patty. Hi, Sue Ellen. What are you doing here? Getting my dress for Friday night. Me too. You're not buying this one. Oh, of course not. Of course I am. Why not? It's,
$79.50.
Mm-hmm. That's what it says.
Well, my father is president of a bank, and even I have to think twice before I spend that much money.
My father's editor of a newspaper, and I don't think at all. I'll say.
I think you'll like this one. Isn't it lovely? And only $16.
Isn't this the one you wanted?
Yeah, I'd take it in a minute, but it's not my size.
Daddy, you're making me nervous.
What size are you?
I'm a 5. That's at least a 12.
It's a 5.
Oh, it's a 5. We don't have a charge account here.
I'll be happy to open one for you.
Here you are, Cinderella. Now you can go to the ball. How much is this one?
$95.
I'll take it.
Good. I'll just get my order book.
Patty, you are out of your head buying that dress.
Wait till your father finds out. Will you relax? I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to return it. I just have to show up that show-off. Don't tell me you're thinking of spending $79.50 for a dress. My father's president of a bank, and I have to think twice. She can't even think once.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Mom.
Hello, Maggie.
Hello, Mrs. Lane.
I see you bought your dress.
Yeah, kinda.
Do you know what? Your father phoned from the office because he was worried he hadn't given you enough money to get a good dress. Is it all right?
Oh, Mrs. Lane, it's the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. Yeah. Mom, if you're going upstairs, would you put this in my room? I'm a little late.
Sure. Where are you going?
I'm meeting Richard at the malt shop. Oh, Mom, if he calls, will you tell him I'll be late because I'm stopping off at Jean's? Oh, and if Scotty calls me, will you tell him that I'll meet him at Ann's at 4 instead of Emma's at 6?
If Richard calls, you'll be late because you're stopping off at Jean's. If Scotty calls, you'll meet him at Ann's at 4 instead of Emma's at 6.
Thanks, Mrs. Lane. My mother can never get them straight.
I get a lot of practice.
Come on, let's go. Aunt Natalie?
Yes, Kathy?
Have you seen my blue dress?
Oh, dear, I forgot to pick it up at the cleaners. I'm sorry, Kathy.
Oh, that's all right. I was going to wear it to the musicale this evening. I haven't anything to wear.
Yes, you do. Wear Patty's dress.
Oh, I couldn't. It's her new dress.
Oh, she won't mind. She wears your dresses all the time. Besides, it's an emergency.
Are you sure she won't mind?
Of course not. You know Patty. She'll be pleased.
I'll wear it.
Good.
Into the malt shop and saw you? I told you. She finally got tired of hanging around the dress shop waiting for me to return the dress. Now we can go back. You're a real brain. True. Let's go get it. It's a good thing they're open late tonight.
It's no use. It won't come out.
How am I going to tell her? Hi, Mama. Hi, Kat. Hey, look at the stain on that dress. You ought to be more careful. It's ruined. Oh, I'll see you later. You got You know, it's the funniest thing, but it looks exactly like a dress I spotted fetos. Isn't that a coincidence? Isn't it?
It was my fault, Patty. I told Kathy to wear your new dress.
I shouldn't have worn it. I'm so sorry, Patty. It was really...
Don't worry, darling. I'll give you the $20 you spent for the dress. And you'll buy it.
Oh, boy. Are you angry with me, Patty? No.
You see, I told you. Well, I'd better start dinner.
Guess I better be running along. I'll see you in prison. What is it? Can you take a shock? That dress cost $79.50. Or it couldn't. Oh, you only had $20 to spend. I was trying to impress Sue Ellen. I had to prove to her that I could buy a more expensive dress than she could. I was going to take it back. Oh, boy. Wait till Papa finds out. I'll tell him it was my fault. After all, I did ruin it. That won't do any good. I shouldn't have bought it in the first place. Patty, where are we going to get all that money? Where? Look. It's my darling little brother. Hi. Huh? You know, Ross, we really don't spend enough time together. You're right. Ross, dear, you're in trouble. Oh, but you can help me out. She always helps you when you're in trouble. What's your problem? I need $60. FGI. FGI? Forget it. Now what do we do? It's very simple. We panic. Hello? Is this the Third Avenue second-hand shop? Do you buy used dresses? Splendid. My dear, we're two society girls, and of course we're magnificent things. We have an exclusive creation that we could be talked into parting with. Describe it? Well, it's a gold dress with sort of a blackberry punch two-tone front. Hello? Hello? Is this the Ford Foundation? I understand that you, finance deserving projects. You do? Get in there and pitch. Well, we have a very deserving project that concerns the future of two young girls who are victims of circumstances and... An application. 6 months to process. We could try the Rockefeller Foundation. Forget it. We have to solve this by the time Papa gets home. How? We're going back to the scene of the crime. And I just read where the newest thing is two-tone dresses. You'll be ahead of everybody.
I'm sorry. I can't take this back.
Perhaps we could make a settlement of some kind.
I am sorry. Excuse me. Yes, madam. May I help you?
How much is this necklace?
$4.50.
It looks remarkably real. I'll take it.
You can't tell the difference between this and the real thing. I'll just get my order book and meet you in the front of the store.
Oh, good.
What are you doing? You heard what she said. You can't tell these from the real thing. Now, I can only find one that looks like my... Kathy, look. Doesn't this one look exactly like mine? Yes, but... Patty, you have a solid gold bracelet. Why do you want that? Papa told me to use my ingenuity. Watch me.
I can loan you $50 on it.
$50? For this magnificent bracelet? Well, Kath, I wasn't going to tell him, but I guess I'll have to. Are you sure you should? Positive. Sir, I can see that you have a kind face. This money is for a very worthy cause. A family. A loving family. 8 children, 1 mother and father will be put out onto the street. Unless we can find some money for them.
Now that breaks my heart.
I knew it would. The man made some tragic mistakes in business. How much can you give me for the bracelet?
$40.
$40? That's less than you offered before.
I've got a wife and 9 children. If I make bad business deals, I'll be out on the street too. Now, $40. Take it or leave it.
Well, cuz, we made it. We took every penny we could beg, borrow, or steal, but the dress is paid for. How are you going to get your gold bracelet out of pawn? We'll worry about that tomorrow. At least the pressure's off. No wonder this thing only cost $2.50. It's turning my wrist green. We better go. I promised Richard I'd help him with his history. You promised Richard we'd help him with his history. Be a pal. What do I know about history? All right, let's go.
Hello, darling. You're home early.
I know. Well, the world was pretty quiet for a few minutes, so I thought I'd take the afternoon off, let Eddie handle things. Hey, what's Patty's bracelet doing here?
Oh, she went out. I suppose she left it there because she was afraid of losing it.
She really loves it, doesn't she?
Yes. It's beautiful.
You know what I should do? I should have it engraved.
Patty'd be so pleased.
I was going to do that when I bought it, but I was in too big a hurry. Jeweler told me I could bring it back anytime.
Why don't you surprise her?
You mean do it now?
Why not?
All right, why not? Think I can be back in less than an hour?
I can't wait to see her face when she sees it.
Neither can I.
Mr. Lane, well, how nice to see you.
Oh, Mr. Carey. See, I brought my daughter Patty's bracelet in to be engraved. I bought it here last week for her birthday.
Oh, well, let's see. Well, we'd be very happy to engrave it. Mr. Lane, you certain I sold you this bracelet?
Of course. It was $84 plus tax. Why?
Well, I'm afraid there's been some mistake. This bracelet isn't worth more than $1 or $2. It's a piece of cheap costume jewelry.
Costume jewelry? I paid you $84 for it, plus tax.
Well, I don't know how we could have made a mistake like that. And I'm terribly sorry. It's a lucky thing you brought it back.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Yes, a thing like that can ruin a store's reputation. Here's the one you should have had. Now, what was that engraving?
Oh, it should read, "To Patty, happy birthday from Popo."
Happy birthday from Popo. That's lovely.
You know, it's a lucky thing I went down to that store. Mr. Carey had made a mistake and given us a piece of junk jewelry.
You mean Patty's been wearing a piece of costume jewelry?
And telling everybody it was real gold. Maybe we shouldn't say anything to her about it. She'll feel terrible.
Well, I think it's kind of funny. She'll get a kick out of it.
Why don't you put it on the table?
Hi, Papa. You home early. Hello, Uncle Martin.
Hello, girls. Patty, your mother and I were noticing your bracelet.
You were?
You know, there seems to be something different about it.
Different?
Why don't you pick it up?
Pick it up?
Yeah, go ahead. Read what it says inside.
It doesn't say anything. How did that get there?
I took it down to the jewelry store and had it engraved for you.
You took it down to the... When?
Just a few minutes ago.
Surprised?
Dumbfounded.
This'll amuse you, Patty. There was some kind of a mix-up. Mr. Carey made a mistake and gave us some junk jewelry.
And when you went to have the bracelet engraved, you found a mistake.
That's right. So don't worry. This time the bracelet is solid gold. It's a good thing I took it back there, isn't it?
Lucky isn't the word for it. Do you want to break the news, or shall I? Why don't you?
What news?
Father?
We're in trouble.
Father, haven't you ever wanted a long gold lame sheath with a square neckline and a panel back with a long tail?
Patty, what are you trying to say?
When I was born...
Patty!
I'll get it.
Natalie, I have the feeling she's done it again.
Done what again?
That's what's so interesting about Patty. You never know. And when you find out, you can't believe it.
Look who's here.
Mr. Carey. Well, is there anything wrong?
Well, I'm just a little confused, Mr. Lane, but I'm sure I can straighten it all out. Yes, at least I hope I can.
I was just trying to explain it.
I assure you that the bracelet I sold you was solid gold, Mr. Lane. Yes. I wrapped it myself.
Well, if you say so, Mr. Carey, I believe you. But somehow that solid gold bracelet got changed into a piece of costume jewelry.
It's hard to know where to begin.
Honey, why don't you skip the part about when you were born and start with more recent events? Say this week.
It really wasn't our fault. It was the fickle finger of fate. You see, I went down to buy a dress with the loot you gave me, and Sue Ellen was there giving me the ice cube. So I did the quick peacock bit until swap time, and the Cinderella here went to the ball, and the canary hit a clinker, and instant blackberry juice. They wouldn't take the dream job back. Then we got turned down by the Ford Foundation, and Kathy's tot tuning pot fell through. Then we bought the carver and took the McCoy to the pawnbroker with 9 children, and that's how we got the loot to get off the racket beat us.
Patty, I was wrong. Why don't you start with when you were born? Natalie, I have been a newspaper man for 20 years, and I have never come across a story as wild as that. And I'll tell you something else. If I had, I wouldn't have believed it.
But it happened, Martin.
It could only have happened to Patty.
Wasn't entirely her fault. I told Kathy to wear Patty's new dress.
No, you didn't, because Patty didn't have a new dress. We spent $80 on a status symbol, and she still doesn't have a new dress.
I'll have the dress she bought dyed.
And now she's got 2 gold bracelets, one of them in pawn.
Won't Mr. Carey take it back?
Oh, sure. He'll be happy to take it back to the store and hold it there until someone comes in and says, I'd like a gold bracelet engraved to Patty from Popo.
I meant, won't he take back the one in pawn?
Well, he's already agreed to do that.
Well, you've already straightened it out.
It's like straightening out World War II. She doesn't get it from my side of the family.
You don't want her, I'll take her.
No, you won't. And I'll tell you something. I can hardly wait to find out what she's going to do next.
Papa?
Father, you're still in trouble.
Father, I want to apologize. None of this would have happened if I wasn't trying to impress Sue Ellen. If you'll give me some time, I'd like to pay for it out of my allowance. It wasn't her fault, Uncle Martin. I ruined the dress. I want to pay for it.
You can both pay for it. And you can take as much time as you want. But please, no more status symbols, huh?
I won't ever care what anybody else wears again. Thanks, Father.
Popo.
I'm afraid we can't take it back in this condition. This dress is ruined.
Patty.
Oh, but you've got to take it back.
Oh, hi there, Sue Ellen. What happened to your pretty dress?
You'll never believe it.
Try us.
Well, I was holding a cup of coffee while I was putting the dress back into the box, and
And suddenly from the house next door, I heard someone singing some high notes, and the cup broke, and the coffee spilled all over the dress.
That's the strangest thing I've ever heard. That's pretty wild, all right.
Where am I going to get the money? I have to pay for the dress.
I'll give you a hint. Don't try the Ford Foundation.
Here's Kathy, who's lived most everywhere, from Zanzibar to Berkeley Square.
But Patty's only seen the sights a girl can see from Brooklyn Heights. What a crazy pair. But they're cousins, identical cousins, and you'll find they laugh alike,
They walk alike,
at times they even talk alike. You can lose your mind when cousins